Kevin. And just a heads up, you don't need to use your phone because I don't have a VR or AR cool tool that requires you to use to scan the QR code. So, but I do have a very cool tool and hopefully a good story to tell you. In my presentation, I would like to share with you how the story of PaveDC, how in Washington, D.C., DDOT, we leverage data visualization and to make a more informed paving plans and share with to communicate with our public seamlessly using interactive and real-time data. Okay. And I'll also talk about the benefits and some of our next steps. So if you live in Washington, D.C., this image won't look unfamiliar to you. Feel very bad for me to admit that, but in Washington, D.C., we do have many roads in poor conditions. Part of it is because I think DC was built on a riverbank, and part of it because of our heavy traffic resulted from our strong economy. But they shouldn't be our excuses because it's our responsibility for DC DOT to bring our roads in good condition because our residents pay the tax. So in April 2018, Mayor Muriel Bowser launched this PaveDC initiative. The goal is to eliminate all roads in poor condition by 2024. So within DDOT, we created a PaveDC task force, which includes our asset management division, community engagement, contracting, procurement, and resource allocation. And the performance management division I work with, we provide data and the technology support to the project. But where should we start? Because DC, I know we are small compared to other states, of course, but we do have 1,100 miles of streets, 1,500 miles of sidewalk, and 350 miles of alleys. So we started with the Pavement Condition Index, PCI. So DDOT, every year we conduct a survey of the road conditions, and based on the severity level of the deficiencies and defects, we score the condition of the road of the paving from 0 to 100, where 100 means the road is in a perfect condition. But we rarely have those roads in 100. Oh, sorry, I have to go back. Can I go back? Yes. But this data is not perfect. So part of it took us 9 months last year to complete the survey. And because we have so heavy traffic and also the very dramatic temperature change in the winter, it's very likely that once the road is paved, we'll end up having new potholes very soon. So we also look at our 311 service request. So 311 system, it's a system for our residents to tell DC government where their complaints are, where the roads in poor condition located, whether it's a pothole or cracks or sidewalk damage. So. So our logic is if a road have more service requests or have service requests that has been in the system for longer time, we need to tackle those first. So with the 311 data, with the PCI data, as well as a bunch of other data like ADA non-compliance, we calculated the roadway repair index to rank our roadways based on their repair need. So the data is ready. We come to a time to make decisions. So there are 3 big questions for the task force to answer together. So how should we weight different factors? Should we weight them equally? And also, we have a budget. We have a limited budget every year. So realistically, how many miles, how many blocks can we repair? And the third question is, DC, we have 8 wards. And Ward 7 and Ward 8, if you're familiar with the city, that we have lower income families and minority groups who tends to submit fewer service requests. So we need to make sure that every ward get a fair share of the roads gets repaired. So we use Tableau to create this interactive decision-making tool that we try different scenarios by putting in different weight for different factors, and we try different budget scenarios, and also we balance the number of roads in every ward. So the result from this model is that we ended up having the initial list of locations we want to pave, but that's not enough because they are utility companies. So the worst thing a city can have in terms of paving is that, okay, our DDOT or local DDOT, the local DOT, we pave the road, and the utility company come, they open the road open, they repave it, the pave a part of it, not complete, and so I mean, to residents, they don't care whether the construction comes from DDOT or the utility company, because to the residents, construction is construction. It just means fewer lanes, more traffic, and endless construction noise and the dust. So it's really, we believe it's our responsibility to coordinate with the utility companies to make sure that the road we are going to pave won't be opened by them in tomorrow. So the way we use the ArcGIS, we built a web app to overlay the active utility permits with our initial list, our initial paving plan locations. And also, we use a mobile app to send our engineers to the field to double confirm whether our data is correct. And the app allows the engineers to take notes on the field. So when they bring the data back to the office, we can compare with our plan. And later, after we finalize our paving, all locations, we upload all the information into our ProTrack Plus, which is an in-house project management system that all the divisions in our agency use this system to manage the project through their life cycle, from the contracting, procurement, to construction management, to project closeout. And then we can send out our notice of intent to notify our residents that a paving project is going to take place very soon. And then milling machines and pavers can begin their work. As we pave, we also update the project status in ProTrack Plus from planned to under construction to substantially completed and finally completed. So far, all we have done is within the agency. We haven't communicated with the public about our paving plans. So before this PaveDC initiative, we share with the public using the locations we are going to pave in the PDF format. So I see there are two problems of that format. First is telling people the road names is not helpful. No one knows where they are located unless they are very close to where you live or where you work. And second, it's a static PDF format that you don't know what's the status of that project, whether the work has been completed or not. So with PaveDC, we think we are going to make a change. We start from the ProTrack Plus, the data there, and we combine a bunch of GIS tools, maps, dashboards, story map, and created a interactive and a real-time website. Could you click the right button, the Go to PaveDC site? Perfect. So as you can see, we have 5 tabs. The first tab, it's an overview of all the construction, all the paving work we do, and also I don't know how to. Can you scroll down a little bit? Keep going down a little bit. Yeah, also tells the residents what to expect during the construction. And could you go to the second tab? So the rest of 4 tabs, could you go to the second tab? The says roads on the top, yeah. So the rest 4 are 4 operation dashboards showing where they are located, which locations we are going to pave, and it's color-coded by the status. If it's red, it means it's planned. Orange means under construction, and all the way to dark green, which means has been completed. And on the left side, we have some widgets showing the mileage by status. And also, we have some filters on the top. For the residents, they are interested, they're curious about the sites in their neighborhood. They can directly filter to their neighborhood. And could you click any of the segment on the map? And clicking the segment on the map, they can get more detailed information about the road name, about the status, or the length and the work type. We can go back to the PowerPoint slides. So the tool has been a great success. So we launched this tool in April 2018. And so far, it received more than 25,000 visits. The first one. Could you go to the next slide? Oh, I can do it actually here. So the new PaveDC website gives us many benefits. One of them, it enhances our agency's communication with the public and makes our DC government more transparent. And for example, our Twitter account usually receives questions about paving. Now with the new PaveDC website, we can embed the link, embed the tool into our replies and communicate back more effectively and directly. It seems our residents like this new way. Equally important, having a public-facing, real-time PaveDC website makes our staff more accountable. So that we have a weekly meeting, and we always start the meeting with this website. So to us, it functions as a performance report. It measures the progress we made in the previous week, and also motivate us to do more and do better. So now I'm going to talk about my next steps. So one of them is to automate the process. So now I use Tableau, I use ArcGIS, I use a little bit Python. It's pretty tedious process. But now I started working on a Python script to automate the process. And the next step is machine learning. So as I mentioned, it took us 9 months to survey all the roads in DC. But we think with machine learning, we can mount a mobile app. We can mount our phone to the windshield of a vehicle and drive around the city, and then we have the phone record the condition of the surface and download the data, bring back to the computer, and have an algorithm like identifying the potholes, the cracks, and compute the PCI more quickly. But the technical challenge we have here is that we need to first train our computer for them to recognize, oh, okay, this is a pothole, this is a crack. So if you have any experience with that, please help us. And yeah, that's it. That's my presentation. If you have any feedback about the PaveDC website we have, feel free to email me. And if you live in DC, besides PaveDC website, you can also call us, call 311, and let us know where transportation service will need improvement. Thank you.